everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Destiny and thank you for joining me on the journey. Today, you're coming along with me as I visit my daughter on her campus at George Mason University. And later, I'll be meeting up with a good friend to attend the We Done Ones comedy show at EagleBank Arena. So come along with me as we explore the campus, check out her dorm, and then head over to the show. So today I'm visiting my daughter here at George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia, which is right outside Washington, D.C. The school was founded back in 1949, originally as a small extension of the University of Virginia. Over time, it grew so quickly that by 1972, it officially became George Mason University. The university is named after George Mason, one of America's founding fathers who lived right here in Fairfax County and helped write the Virginia Declaration of Rights, which later influenced the U.S. Bill of Rights. Now I will admit, the GPS had me going in circles for a minute. George Mason's Fairfax County is pretty big. It's over 600 acres, so if you're not familiar with the roads, it's easy to miss a turn. It was to the point where I had to call my daughter and tell her, "Please help me find where you are." And finally, there she is. After all that driving around, I finally spotted her standing outside waiting on me. This building right here is called The Hub, and it's basically one of the main student centers on campus. A lot of student life happens right here. Inside you'll find places to eat, study areas, meeting spaces, and even entertainment spaces for students. The Hub also houses the Mail Hub, which is where students who live on campus pick up their packages. When students receive packages, they get a notification and a code that opens the locker so they can retrieve their mail. So if parents send care packages, Amazon orders, or anything like that, this is usually where it ends up. There's also a place inside called Corner Pocket, which is basically a student game room. Students can play arcade games, video games, table tennis, billiards, and even virtual reality games. As we're walking through campus, she's showing me some of the spots students go to the most. Places like the campus convenience store and of course Starbucks. And if you know college students, Starbucks is pretty much a survival tool during the semester. Now this right here is one of the things I really wanted to see. These are the Starship delivery robots that deliver food all around campus. George Mason was actually one of the first universities in the country to roll these out. They launched here in 2019, partnering with a robotics company called Starship Technologies. Students can order food through an app, and these little robots will deliver meals from campus restaurants directly to them anywhere on campus. My daughter was telling me when they first started using them, they were nice and all cautious, but now they're mean. They move a little faster, and they're not afraid to pass you on the sidewalk. I guess you could say they adapted. Now we're walking over to her dorm called Tidewater Hall. Tidewater Hall is one of the residence halls here on the Fairfax campus where students live during the school year. Most of the dorms at George Mason are set up to give students a little bit of independence while still being close to everything on campus. One thing that impressed me is how everything is keyless now. Instead of physical keys, students can use their Mason mobile ID on their phone to unlock doors around campus. This is the laundry room for the building. And apparently there's a little dorm room that everybody knows. If you leave your clothes sitting in the washer or dryer too long, somebody might move them. Even the elevators are secured. Students have to scan their phone or ID to access certain floors in the building, which adds an extra layer of security for the residents. The dorm hallways are pretty typical of college residence halls. Rooms along each side with shared spaces throughout the building. Most residence halls also include study rooms and quiet spaces where students can work on assignments or group projects. Now we're stepping inside her dorm room so she can show me how everything is set up. When you walk in, there's a small kitchenette area with a microwave, cabinets, and a sink. And right behind the door, they have a dry erase board where they keep track of schedules and reminders. Like most college dorms, space is limited, so students get creative with storage. She lifted the bed skirt to show how she keeps her shoes and storage bins underneath the bed to make the most of the space. After the dorm tour, she showed me one of the innovative spaces on campus where students can work on things like 3D printing and textile projects. Universities like George Mason have started adding these kind of spaces so students can experiment with technology, design, and engineering outside the classroom. One thing I noticed was even though it was on a Sunday, there were still students in class. At larger universities, it's not uncommon for some courses to be scheduled on weekends. After the campus tour, we stopped at Blazing Chicken and Gyro to grab something to eat. My daughter was craving a gyro, I don't know how you say it. So that's exactly what we came for. After we finished eating, I dropped my daughter back off at her dorm and headed over to EagleBank Arena to meet up with my friend for the We Them Ones comedy tour. EagleBank Arena sits right here on the George Mason University campus. It hosts everything from college basketball games to concerts, comedy shows, and major touring events. It opened in 1985 and seats about 10,000 people. When we got inside the arena, the place was already filling up and people getting ready for the show. Before the comedy show officially started, the DJ had the whole arena lit. He was playing throwback songs, testing the crowd to see who knew the lyrics, and getting everybody on their feet. At one point, he told everybody to do the first old school dance that came to their mind, and the whole crowd jumped in. Then he played a classic DC go-go track, and since my friend is from the DMV area, she definitely had to represent. I guess the DJ decided nobody in the crowd was safe that night because he had everybody singing and dancing. At one point, me and my friend ended up singing along with some of the songs together. Once the crowd was warmed up, the comedy show officially got started. The night was hosted by comedian Chico Bean, who many people know from MTV's Wild 'N Out and the popular 85 South Show podcast. Chico Bean kept the crowd laughing and the energy going as he introduced each of the comedians throughout the night. One of the comedians who took the stage was TK Kirkland, a longtime stand-up comedian known for his storytelling style and decades in the comedy industry. Another comedian who had the crowd laughing was Mojo Brookzz, who has built a strong following through social media and stand-up performances around the country. One of the crowd favorites of the night was DC Young Fly, who is originally from Atlanta, Georgia. And since I'm from Atlanta myself, I definitely had to show a little extra love when he came out. DC Young Fly became widely known through Wild 'N Out, the 85 South Show, and his quick improv style comedy. Comedian Karlous Miller also appeared during the show. He's another fan favorite, known from Wild 'N Out, and is one of the hosts of the 85 South Show. The show also featured several other comedians throughout the night, keeping the audience laughing from start to finish. Closing out the night was legendary comedian Mike Epps, known for his stand-up comedy and roles in movies like Next Friday and many other comedy films. Overall, it turned out to be a really fun night, from visiting my daughter on campus to ending the evening with a comedy show. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.